So I do a lot of comparisons between the Garmin watch and the Apple Watch. And since I've been wearing an Apple Watch more often recently for my day-to-day stuff, I wanted to make a video to show you exactly how I set it up from scratch so that I get the most out of it in conjunction with my Garmin. So this is my Apple Watch setup guide. Hey, if you like tech as much as I do, be sure to hit subscribe down below. That way you won't miss any new content. And this video is sponsored by me, actually. I just released my latest wallpaper pack. Go check it out at the link in the description below. This here is the Apple Watch Ultra 2, and I just factory reset it this morning so I could show you this video. This is pretty much the experience that you're going to get out of the box when you get an Apple Watch. It's going to give you all the notifications and it's going to give you everything. And so I want to run you through how I change things and how I set this up to give me the best experience. The first thing I like to do is update the watch face. So I'm going to go ahead and do that by just setting the modular Ultra watch face. For the bezel, I like the elevation. I live here in Colorado and I like to see that. I'm going to go ahead and just put that large font of the time in the middle. I like to keep night mode auto. Multicolor is fine. Sometimes I'll flip it to all black and white. And then for the complications, I don't know why I'm this way, but my complications just have to be in a certain order every time. For the calendar, I have to have the date at the top left. I have to have the weather at the top right so I can quickly see the temperature. I like sometimes to have my messages at the bottom right. I'll flip this around occasionally. I'll update my watch face, but sometimes I like to see messages, sometimes not. I like to see sunset there at the bottom. I like to have my activity rings on there. And for this last one, I'll just go ahead and put my reminders up there at the top. But that is my watch face of choice. That's what I like to run. On the control center here, there's a few things that I like to update and move around. Basically, I just remove cellular. Even though it's an Apple Watch Ultra, my carrier doesn't support cellular, so I can get rid of that. Having water lock is handy when you have kids, the focus modes, flashlight, stuff like that. I do like to add in here just a quick new reminder shortcut, as well as the notes shortcut. And then I will also add in one more for the forward shortcut so that I can start my truck from the watch, which is pretty cool. It's a little bit slow, but not perfect. There we go. Done. The next thing we need to update is notifications, and this is something we have to do on the iPhone here. So if we jump over to the iPhone, again, wallpapers, the link in the description, and we go into the watch. If we click into notifications, I don't want to see basically any of these. And it's going to show me a ton. So I'm going to go ahead and just turn all of these off because I don't want to get notified of email or pretty much anything except for phone calls and text messages. That's all I want to get buzzed about on my wrist. And it's also worth noting that for my iMessage conversations, I have certain conversations muted, like big family group chats, and when they are muted on my phone, they won't get muted on my watch as well. So managing the notifications how I want on my phone and then just mirroring them over to my watch is something that I tend to do. So if we go back over here, and then we go into messages, see it's going to mirror my iPhone. Otherwise, I could set custom notifications and really drill it down further, but mirroring is just fine for me. The rest of it, maps, is one that is quite annoying because anytime I run GPS, it'll buzz my wrist when I'm driving. I don't like that at all. I'm fine with it if I'm walking or cycling. For calendar, I'll go ahead and just turn notifications off. I don't like to get buzzed about that stuff when it's on my wrist. And then going down, activity. I know I'm kind of jumping all over the menu here, but I pretty much keep most of the activity notifications off. I like to get notified of special challenges. I don't care about people sharing activity status and whatnot. And then stand reminders, I've gone through seasons where I've flipped it off and left it on. I do find it helpful sometimes because otherwise I just won't stand. And that is pretty much it as far as the notification setup on my watch. You can drill down deeper if you'd like, but that's the way I like to do it for now. Jumping back over to the watch side here, a simple thing you can do is simply delete the apps you're not going to use. And so for me, since I'm a guy, I'm going to delete the cycle tracking app. Just doesn't matter for me, don't need it on my watch, so I'm going to go ahead and delete that. And then I'm going to go through, I'm also going to delete the tips app. Don't need that either. Just removing the fluff is sometimes enough to just get you started. I don't use Spotify, and so I'm just going to go ahead and delete that, and I'm just going to run through and delete the handful of apps I don't use. Now there are some apps like Robinhood where I do use them on my phone, but I don't need to access them on my watch, and so I'm just going to go ahead and delete them. Alright, just removing the fluff is sometimes enough to really just get you started and going in the right direction. Okay, so now I know my watch is only going to notify me what's important. It's looking the way I want it to. I can access the things I want to. One more thing cosmetically, I'm going to actually switch the orientation of the watch so that the digital crown is over on this side, because when I move my wrist and flex it, it tends to push buttons and activate Siri, and I don't like that. So I'm going to go ahead into my settings, and I'm going to go to General, Orientation, wrist is left, digital crown is left. So now I'm going to go ahead and flip the watch around. Okay, now that we're flipped around, I can still press it if I flex my wrist, but it's just the action button that turns on the flashlight. Don't really mind so much about that. Okay, that's our settings. Now we're going to look at some apps that really make the Apple Watch worth it. So for me, the best health app that is going to mimic Garmin the best for me on the Apple Watch is called Bevel. It's $50 for 1 year, so it is a subscription, but overall it's not too bad. But it gives you that stress tracking and then the body battery metric that's so helpful on Garmin. But again, just like with Garmin, to get the best results, you have to wear the watch 24/7. I don't, and so my body battery tends to be all over the place. It's going to think that I'm dead here just because I wore the watch. I put it on this morning and I didn't wear it to sleep. So that is part of it that you need to know. But it does give you pretty good stress tracking throughout the day, and it uses Bevel Intelligence AI built in to show you that, different points of the day that are stressing or relaxing, depending on what you're doing. And if I look back on prior days, I can really see that over time. So it does give you a good stress score throughout the days. And then you can go back on your whole calendar and look. You can see how your recovery was, how your strain was over certain days, sleep, your stress, more stressful days versus others. So functionality-wise, it's very Apple, right? It's very design first as opposed to Garmin, which is more data first, but it does give you similar information. All right, if I go back to a day that I actually slept with the watch and I can see all of my different health metrics, this is just a helpful graph and a place to see all that information at a glance. If you're getting sick, how your sleep is doing, etc., etc. And so you can have your workout tracking inside of here, and you can even see your maps and everything that pulls in from Apple Health, which is super cool. You can also jump over to the biology tab and keep tabs on your VO2 max. I find it to be very similar to what Garmin estimates, so it's very on par there. I like that. As well as just some other metrics. I mean, you can get in the weeds when it comes to fitness with this app. And so when it comes to mimicking Garmin metrics on the Apple Watch, you're really not going to get much better than the Bevel app. So I highly recommend it. Even over here on the watch itself, if I jump in and scroll down to Bevel, it's just a very simple dashboard looking experience. And so I can see my stress for the day, I can see my body battery, I can see my recovery, my sleep, and all of those metrics. And I can also go through and pre-plan different workout templates, which is nice. And then also utilize it as a smart alarm. And so I can set it to wake me between 5 and 5:30, and it watches my heart rate over the night, and it will wake me at the most opportune time when my sleep is at the lightest stage. So that's pretty cool. I definitely highly recommend Bevel on the Apple Watch. Another app for the Apple Watch is going to be Work Outdoors. This is only like a $6 or $7 app, one-time purchase. And this is going to give you proper routing and mapping on the watch, similar to how Garmin is. So if I go over here and I want to download a section of the map to my watch, I simply do that. It downloads, and then it's going to want me to open the watch app. So if I do that, then it will transfer automatically to the watch. So now I have the ability to view the map from my watch, especially when I'm out in the woods and I have no signal. I can run GPS routes. I can see trails. It's very, very, very handy to be able to use this, and it replicates that mapping experience that you would be missing out on Garmin. And so Work Outdoors is highly, highly recommended. And you can do a lot of other things as far as just basic workouts and runs and stuff like that. But I highly recommend Work Outdoors for the Apple Watch. And then of course I also utilize the fitness rings. I honestly really don't care as much about these rings. I'll do some videos and shorts about the kind of the psychology behind these, but I don't care at all for these fitness rings. I think it's just fluff. I think it's unimportant, and so I don't really care about that. I don't pay attention to it too much. I do like how they actually added in more custom workouts into the app this year, and so that is super nice to just run native workouts on the watch. Way handier than it used to be. And then I also just utilize the health app as well, and I can look at my sleep score. Again, I haven't slept with it in a couple days, but if I go back to when I did sleep with it, it does give me some information that I can cross-check with the Bevel app as well, and that's pretty handy. But that's really it. Those are the apps that I use on the Apple Watch. That's how I set it up when I first get it. That's how I tweak it to make sure I get what I want out of it. And it really gives me 90% of the Garmin experience that I'd be missing out on the smart feature fitness side. And then it still gives me the smart features that I want as well. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and I will see you in the next one.